right, what about now? What about now? Goldwings Rock said no volume. Y'all know when I do this thing live in the garage, I'm an audio man, the video man. I do it all. I'm like a one-man band. Okay, so you guys can hear me now. What's up, Sip? 300? Matthew said he can hear me. There we go. I decided to do this thing live in the Caliente Garage, backed by popular demand. Today we're going to be talking about the new Cardo Edgephones. The new Cardo Edgephones. Okay, somebody said they hear me now. Thank you. Appreciate it. The new Cardo Edgephones. Have you guys heard about the new Cardo Edgephones? These are newly released. They probably been out maybe a month. I don't know if you heard of the Cardo Edgephones. I'm wearing my Cardo hat, and I like to thank Cardo for sponsoring the Caliente Garage with these Cardo Packtalk Edgephones. So that's what we're going to be talking about here live in the Caliente Garage. You guys know I love my products by Cardo, and these here is going to be a great addition to have to my Cardo arsenal. So if y'all guys tuning in, be sure to let me know what city, what state, what country that you are tuning in from. And actually, the Cardo Packtalk Edgephones are going to complement the Cardo Packtalk Edge. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the Cardo Packtalk headphones. This was the previous version. These go with the Cardo Black. We're going to open these up. I'm going to show you how these look as well. But this is the newer version. The Edgephones are the newer version to the Packtalk headphones. So some of the features of this thing: noise reduction, a rugged design, noise filtering microphone, replaceable padding and the microphone, compact folding, and it's ready for off-road use. So a lot of you might be wondering, you know, what's the point of these Cardo Edgephones? Well, I'm glad you asked. Most of you that ride motorcycles, you have some type of helmet communicator in your helmet. I know a lot of you may rock other brands outside of Cardo. Cardo is the #1 motorcycle helmet communicator on the market. So if you guys been watching my videos, I'm sure you guys already know that. The Cardo Edgephones is for more of off-road use, but I found better uses for this. Let's go ahead and open this up. I'm gonna show you what this looked like. Sit this to the side. We're gonna open this up, and I'm gonna show you what this actually looks like and what comes with it. So you're getting the foldable headphones. You're getting a optional microphone. It also comes with some literature and the handy carrying case. So the way this thing actually works, just gonna take it right out the carrying case. So the way this is going to work, you have the air mount on the side. So if you already have the Cardo Packtalk Edge, all you're going to do is snap this right here on the side, just like that. It's going to mount on your, just like this. Cardo Packtalk Edgephone. And the thing about these headphones that I like is that with the microphone, if you want to be able to talk through the microphone, you just plug it right on the side. You have a couple of arrows that you need to line up, just like this. Very simple, very easy. So if you already have the Cardo Packtalk headset inside of your helmet, all you need is the headphones. So what are some of the uses that you can use these things for? Now, they are for off-road uses. I personally use this for when I'm cutting the grass. Now, I know we're at the end of the year. Wintertime is just around the corner, and some of you may be thinking, well, you know, grass cutting season is over. But in a few months, we'll be into spring, and then we'll get back into the grass cutting season. The thing that I like about these Cardo Edgephones is that you can use these when you're on your lawnmower. So not only you can use these on off-road vehicles, some of you might have a slingshot, or you might have some type of what they call it, a side-by-side. You can use them on there. Cardo advertises training, guys that are doing these off-road tracks, where the coaches are talking to the riders when they're going around the track. And these will work great for that. But most of you that probably watch my video, some of you may not even ride dirt bikes, and you don't get out on the track. So you may be wondering, well, what good is this Packtalk Edgephone? Like I said, if you're cutting grass and you're on your lawnmower, a lot of you may have zero turns or push mowers, or you may even weed eat. Or even if you work in a noisy environment, you know, I can think of a lot of reasons where these headphones will come in handy. So when I'm on my lawnmower in the summertime, the Packtalk Edge connects right to my cell phone. So when I'm on my zero turn and I put my headphones on, when I'm riding on my zero turn, the headset is paired to my phone. So if I get a text message when I'm riding, I'll hear it inside of my headset. Or if somebody calls, I'll hear my phone ringing right inside of my headset. So these are actually pretty cool to have, not just for riding a motorcycle on a track, but just doing things in a noisy environment. Like I said, some of you may have a lawn service to where you are actually, you know, where they cut your yard. But if many of you are like me, you cut your own grass. So these headphones they work really well inside of a noisy environment. So for you guys out there that has a zero turn, these work perfect. They work perfect. And they actually make a great stocking stuffer. So if the wives are watching, if your husband or your boyfriend, if he has a helmet communicator that has the Packtalk Edge inside of his helmet, all you have to do is get him the Edge phones. So his existing Packtalk Edge will go inside of the headphone. You don't have to buy the headset. You don't have to buy the main unit if you already have the headset inside of your helmet. So that's the beauty of this thing. So this is actually the first time that I've actually put this on here. And to remove this thing, let's see. Okay, comes right off. Look at that. Comes right off. Very simple, very easy. I like the air mount. And if you don't want to talk, all you have to do is unplug the microphone, set the mic to the side, and now, bam, there you go. So if you guys work in construction, a lot of you guys that watches my videos, I know a lot of you are truck drivers. But if you work in a noisy environment where you have to have ear protection, man, this is great. So you can pair this to your phone, and then you can talk with your headphones on, as well as protecting your ears in a noisy environment. So these are a game changer. But these are actually the newest version. These are the newer version of the Packtalk headphones. So let me open these up. I'm gonna show you the difference between the previous version and the newer version that holds the Packtalk Edge. So I'm gonna sit this to the side, sit those right there, and I'm gonna open this up. Now I actually paid for these out of my pocket. This was not sent over by Cardo. I paid for these out of pocket. I'm not even sure if you can still find these. At the time, I picked these up on Amazon. And open these up. So I actually paid for these out of my pocket. And with this particular unit, which is the previous version, you snap on your Cardo Packtalk Bold or your black. So I'm going to take my black that I have and snap it on like so. So for many of you that have the Cardo Packtalk black, this headset will work on these previous versions, and it pairs right to your phone, just like you would when you're wearing your helmet, when you're riding down the road. So on this previous version, put those on just like that. And these actually work pretty good. The only thing about these that I don't like, it's not really a dislike, but this microphone, you can't take the microphone off. The microphone is always connected. But the thing about the new version, you don't have to have the microphone on here. So I think Cardo did a great job by making the microphone optional. If you want to plug in your microphone, just plug in your microphone. If you're not going to be talking, if you're just listening, take off the microphone and put it inside of the carrying case. So I do like that about the Cardo Packtalk Edge. And I'm going to include a link in the description of the video of where you guys can pick these up. And like I said, these make great stocking stuffers. I know a lot of ladies, you may be wondering, what should you buy your husband or your boyfriend or your significant other? What should you buy them for Christmas? Well, if they have a helmet communicator already in their helmet, the Packtalk Edge, if they already have that Packtalk Edge helmet communicator in their helmet, all you have to do is buy the headphones. All you have to do is buy the headphones, and then all they'll do is take their existing Packtalk Edge, snap it right onto the air mount. Very simple. So you don't have to buy both of them. So I think this is pretty cool to have. So if you're just tuning in, I'm live in the Caliente Garage, and we're talking about the Cardo Packtalk Edgephones. These things are newly released. They only been out a couple of weeks. I'm not sure if you guys heard about these. These are a great addition to have to your helmet communicator. If you already have the Packtalk Edge helmet communicator in your motorcycle helmet, these Edge phones are great to have, and you can use these in any noisy environment. So if you work a job that has a noisy environment like construction, or if your job requires you to have on ear protection, or if you guys cut grass You run weed eaters, things that you do when it's noisy out. You run backpack blowers. Man, this thing is great. Pair the headset to your phone, and any communications that come to your phone, you can hear it right there inside of the headset. And if you want to talk, put in your microphone, and there you have it. Very cool. So I'm gonna just read some of your comments, and also I'm gonna leave the phone line open if you guys would like to chime in on anything that I'm talking about here in the Caliente Garage, whether past or present. I'm gonna leave the phone line open if you guys want to get in. If you guys want to get in and talk about these headphones. So let me read some of these comments and see what you guys are saying. If you guys are just tuning in, you're just checking in, be sure to let me know what city, what state, what country you are tuning in from. You on with Caliente? I'm live in the Caliente Garage. Go ahead.
Man, I tell you, I like them things.
I mean,
I'm liking them things, man. What you gonna make Sister Cowgirl and I spend some more money than you?
And these things.
They say when you ride with Caliente, you gonna spend some money. Them things are pretty handy there, man. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you work in a noisy environment, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. Some of you out there that's watching this feed may think, well, I have no use for these. These actually come in very handy. Many of you that are like me, you cut your own grass, you run your own weed eaters, your own backpack blowers, or you may have a profession where you work in a noisy environment. These are great to have. So not only do you have...
I tell you what, listen here, Sister Cowgirl saw you putting them things together there and pulling the mic out. She already talking about getting out there in the greenhouse with that stuff on her head.
Yeah, you could take the microphone out, so you don't have to have the microphone always in your way if you have these headphones on. These things are actually pretty cool. I've used the previous version. I've been using these for a year, and I've been planning on putting this up on my channel. I never got around to it. I've been using these things for a year. I actually have 2 pair of these. I bought these off of Amazon at the time. I don't know if you still can get them, but... So
you say you use them on your lawnmower out there?
I use them on my lawnmower when I'm cutting grass, when I'm running my backpack blower, when I'm running my weed eater. You know, I know it's the weather has changed and grass cutting season has come to an end, or it's slowing down. But these will make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas. Also, springtime will be here before you know it. So if there's any wives or girlfriends, you're not sure about, maybe what to get your husband or your significant other for Christmas, these make a great stocking stuffer. If they already have the helmet communicator, go ahead.
What about you're on the lawnmower and the lawnmower is making that noise? Is it gonna be where you can hear the person real good, or is it canceling out the noise, or is the lawnmower bleeding through?
Yeah, well, it has noise cancellation. It has noise cancellation. So if for myself, when I'm on my zero turn, when I'm cutting grass, when my phone rings, I just owl the engine down. I don't turn it off. I just owl it down, and they can hear me. So,
Chris, you look like you gonna make me spend some more money, because I like listening to my music when I'm out there cutting the grass.
And that's another thing, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very good point, and that's another reason why I use these things when I'm on my lawnmower. I listen to Pandora or any music that's saved in my phone. When I'm on my mower, I'm listening to my music.
Oh, well, you sold me then. You sold me on that. We're gonna get to them.
And the thing that I really like is that if somebody texts you while you're on your mower, because it's going to be too loud for you to hear it. And a lot of times when you're sitting on the mower, and it's a lot of vibration. If your phone vibrate, you're not going to even feel it because the vibration of the engine is much greater than the vibration of your phone. The thing I like about these Packtalk Edgephones is that you're going to hear it right in your helmet. I mean, right inside of the headset. You're going to hear the phone ringing, or if you answer it, you can let them know, hey, I'm on my mower. I can call you later, or you can dial it down and continue with your conversation. So these things have a lot of good uses. I know Cardo advertised using these on like the track where coaches are talking to the guys on the bike that's going around the track, but I use them just right at home, just doing yard work. So they work really good.
I'm sold right now. I'm getting them, man.
Yeah, they work really, really well.
Well, listen, I know you got a lot of other callers gonna try to get in. This brother Cowboy, I just want to say hi and say thank you for showing those, because I gotta have them, man. I gotta have them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna back out of here and just listen to who else don't call in. Y'all better call in, man, because this pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I highly recommend them. Like I said, I paid for. I actually got two pair. I got two pair. Like I said, this is the first pair, and I actually have another pair. But I like to thank Cardo for sponsoring the Caliente Garage with these here, with these Edgephones. These things, this is a game changer, man. Trust me, it is a game changer.
They're gonna be getting an order from me pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a link.
Hey, I thank you. Now I'm gonna get out of here and listen to the rest of your show.
Okay.
But thank you for showing us that, man. I never seen something like that.
Okay, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I really mean that. I use them faithfully. I use them at least once a week, or whenever I'm in a noise environment. They're really good to have. You guys may even at a shooting range. I know a lot of my viewers. You guys. Right. A gun-toting, tax-paying Americans. These are great to have when you go to the gun range.
Yep,
you got to have on ear protection. So, I mean, I can think of so many reasons for having these. It's just a must have. It's a must have.
Man, I appreciate it, Chris. You keep on coming out with that technology there, man. I'm on there with you.
Goldwing Rocks is from Bismarck, North Dakota. Okay. Matthew was in Denver, Colorado. Silk 300, Delaware. CJ, Greensboro, North Carolina. I hear you, Road Glide. 100% GOAT. I heard that. Goldwing Rock says, so do the headphones have a battery as well? That's a good question, Goldwing Rocks. Not to my knowledge. It doesn't have a battery. Now, I need to go back and actually look at the user manual. I haven't looked at the user manual. But with the previous version, there was no battery. Everything is powered straight from the main unit. So I don't think this thing has a battery, because it gets its power from the main unit, and it works just like you would with your motorcycle helmet setup. You're going to hit that first button at I call that the 9 o'clock position to turn it on, just like you would operate in your motorcycle helmet. If you guys have been keeping up with my channel, the Cardo Packtalk headset is what I use for my helmet communicators when I'm riding my motorcycle. So I'm going to include a link if you guys would like to know how to operate this thing. Very simple. The 9 o'clock button turns it on, intercom button at the top, phone button at the 6 o'clock position. Very simple. But to answer your question, no, it doesn't have a battery, not to my knowledge. I'll double check it, but I don't think it does. It just snaps right onto the air mount, and it gets its power right there from the side of the headset. Leroy Brown, hello, my brother. What's going on, Leroy? I see you. And I'm just checking out some of your comments. We're doing this thing live in the Caliente Garage. Sean Eakins. Cardo can be used more than just riding the bike, not sitting around collecting dust. That's right, Sean. You got a valid point. Like I said, I have two of these things. This is actually my third headset, but I have two of the old kind that uses the Cardo Packtalk Black. So if you guys bought the Cardo Packtalk Black and you upgrade it to the Edge, you may can still find the older headsets out there. But if you can't, just pick up the Edgephones, and you're gonna have the same features in your headset as you would on your motorcycle. Just pair it to your phone, and you can listen to your music when you're in a noise environment. Send voice texts. You can hear the text message. I mean, it's a lot of features with having this thing. It's a lot of advantages. CJ Jones, Delta, Utah headphone systems that I use with my side-by-side is Rugged Radio. Their system are being used on Baja runs. Headphones like these would not work for me on my Polaris. Well, I'm glad you left that comment, because with the Cardo Packtalk Edge, when you open up your phone app, you can listen to your stations. You can listen to your music straight through your Packtalk Edge. So I'm gonna turn on my phone, and I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm just going to power this up. But I would have to grab my other headset. This is not my this one is not paired to my phone. I actually have several of these. This is actually the First Lady's Pack Talk. But generally what you do, you're going to turn on your Pack Talk Edge. It's going to be paired to your phone. You're going to open up the Cardo app, and right inside of the Cardo app, you can listen to the stations. You can listen to AM, FM stations. I'm not sure about AM, but you can listen to FM stations. So you can go in, you can scan, and you can actually listen to radio stations. So you can listen to music that is in your phone, or you can actually listen to the radio stations through the Cardo app. So this thing has a lot of uses. Like I said, it extends the same uses inside of your motorcycle helmet to your Edge phones. Gonna boot this down. I'm just reading some of your comments. I could see also when someone is in a vehicle following you or on your bike, you could communicate with someone in a car. That is true. In training purposes, when doing safety training on a motorcycle. Yeah, you can do that too. You could actually do that. So if, let's say your wife is following you and she's in the car and you're on your motorcycle, she could have on these, and she can talk to you while you're on your motorcycle riding down the road. So in any situation where somebody's following you, you can have them to have on their headset if they're in an automobile, while you have the Pack Talk Edge inside of your motorcycle helmet. So there's a lot of uses. Can y'all guys think of any other uses for this Cardo Pack Talk Edge phone that I didn't mention here in this live feed? Be sure to put it down in the comment section below. Or if you want to call and you have something to say, the phone line is open. But what other uses could you use these Edge phones for that I have not mentioned yet in this live feed? Wayne Townsend said, don't forget to give this channel a big thumbs up. I appreciate that, Wayne. Thank you. Thank you. I would have to look into the Packtalk Edge to see what features it has and how it compares to the Cena system. Excuse me. You know, I started out using Cena. And I used Cena for a long time. And one of the reasons why I switched from Cena to Cardo is because when I was doing some group riding, the Cenas kept breaking up, snap, crackling, popping. As long as I was riding with maybe 1 or 2 people, it was fine. But once I got over 4 people, the communications became unstable. I was getting a lot of snap, crackle, and popping, and it was dropping. It was dropping communication. So once I upgraded to the Cardo, at the time, the Cardo Packtalk Edge, all of those problems went away. Since then, Cardo came out with, the Cardo Packtalk Bold. I went from the Cena to the Cardo Packtalk Bold. But once I went to the Edge, which is a better version or a newer version than the Bold, this thing is a game changer. It does a lot of different things. Also, you can use this to record on your phone as well. So with the Cardo app, all you have to do is press record and it'll actually record your voice. So this thing is actually pretty cool. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab my headset. This is my spare. This is the first ladies. So stand by. I'm going to grab my headset. I want to connect it to my phone and just kind of show you guys how it works. And we are back. We're live in the Caliente Garage. I had to pick up my headset. So basically how this is going to work, if you guys have the Cardo Packtalk Edge already inside of your motorcycle helmet, this is not anything new to you. I just want to demonstrate to maybe some of the people that may not have the Cardo Packtalk Edge. So you're just going to sit it right there in the air mount. To turn this thing on, you're going to press the button at the 9 o'clock position. You're going to press and hold. We got a blue light. And this thing is going to connect to my phone here. Let me take my phone. I'm going to go to my settings. And it shows that it's connected in my settings. So from there, I'm going to open up my Cardo app. So I'm going to open up my Cardo app. Hopefully you guys can see it. There's my Cardo app. And this thing connects quick. See how fast it connected? Now, with the black, sometimes it takes a long time to connect. You know, sometimes you have to turn it off, turn it on. It takes 5 minutes. The connection was very unstable. The Cardo Packtalk Edge connects immediately. So, okay, as you guys can see, so I can put this thing on my head. Let's say I wanted to record. I wanted to record myself talking. I'm going to hit voice recording right there on the top. Let me do that again. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right on the top, you're going to hit voice recording. I'm going to hit that button right there. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. Make sure we're connected. Mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. Can you guys see the lines that are on the screen? That's my voice coming through. So when I'm quiet, you're not going to see any lines on the screen. Watch this. I'm just going to remain quiet. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. So as you guys can see, my voice is actually being recorded on my phone. So I'm going to stop it. And so now I'm going to play it and show you what I'm talking about. So let me go to my last recording, which is on the top. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Can you guys see the lines that are on the screen? That's my voice coming through. So when I'm quiet, you're not gonna see any lines on the screen. Watch this. I'm just gonna remain quiet. So you guys see how my voice is being recorded inside of the headset? Listen. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. So as you guys can see, my voice is actually being recorded on my phone. So like I said, this thing is a game changer. It's a game changer. So it has a lot of different features. Just even recording your voice, just even doing a video. I may even incorporate this into doing some of my videos. A lot of times, I got wires hanging and I'm trying to record the videos here in the garage. I could actually use this thing for just voice recording. And I'm going to show you guys one more time how this works. I'm going to put on my headphones. Okay, I'm connected to the Cardo app. I'm going to go to voice recording right on the top. I'm going to hit record, and then you're going to see my voice right there in the screen. When I talk, you're going to see the lines go up and down. So as I'm talking, you're going to see the lines going up and down right there on the Cardo app. So when I want to play it back, I'm going to hit stop. And when I want to play it back, I'm going to go back and just hit play. It's right there in the screen. When I talk, you're going to see the lines go up and down. So as I'm talking, I'm going to see the lines going up and down right there, the Cardo app. So when I want to play it back. So, this thing, man, works great. So just even recording videos, just doing... and then I could actually send this. I could actually take the voice recording that I just recorded. I can click on those 3 dots and I can share it. So when I click on those 3 dots, it's going to give me the option to rename that file. It's going to give me the option to share the file. It's going to give me the option to delete the file. So I can actually record this and send this to you. So the Cardo, man, it does a lot. So as it relates to connecting to other headsets, just hit the intercom button. You can see who your headset is connected to. If you guys already have the motorcycle helmet communicator, the same thing. If you want to listen to music, you can. If you want to listen to the radio, hit that one that says FM radio. And now I can hit play. You can put your favorite radio stations. You can set them up for presets. So when you hit one button, it'll automatically go to your favorite radio station. I never use this, but for a lot of guys that have crotch rockets or that do not have stereos on their motorcycle, they can actually listen to FM stations when they're riding down the road on their crotch rocket. It's not the best example of how to use it, but I just wanted to show you guys you can listen to music with your headphones. You can listen to FM or FM stations with your headphones. If you're connected to another rider, you can talk to another rider. You can take your text messages. You can receive phone calls when you are in a noisy environment. So I think these things are great, man. I really like them. What do you guys think about these? Let me know. I want y'all to chime in on this video. Goldwing Rock said he currently have the black and will be getting the Edge soon. Excuse me. Got these allergies. Sean Eakin says there a dust cover for the mic when it's not connected. No, there's no dust cover for the mic when it's not connected. Play some Tupac. David said, good evening, everyone. What's up, brother Chris? I appreciate you. CJ Jones said, I think that my current Cena system is not mesh compatible. I need to upgrade to a mesh system. Road Glide, Cardo is Caliente approved and certified. Why recreate the wheel? V-Law, can you use your existing Edge with the headphones? Yes, that's correct, V-Law, yes. And that's what I've been saying here in this video. If you already have the Cardo Packtalk Edge inside of your motorcycle helmet, all you have to do is buy the headphones, and you can take your existing main unit and just snap it on. So you don't have to buy another main unit. Just take the one for your motorcycle and snap it on the Edge phone. Appreciate that, V-Law. CJ said he would have to look into the Packtalk Edge to see what features it has and how it compares to the center system. CJ, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The Cena don't compare to this. I actually have the Cenas, but the Cardo is way better. Way better. I'm just being honest with you. If you're riding by yourself, the Cena is okay. But if you're riding with at least one other person, you can't beat the Cardo. And he's from Calvin, Delta, Utah. Can you use the headphones just by themselves and use the noise canceling? Can you use the headphones just by themselves and use the noise canceling? Well, if you're using the headphones just by themselves, you're not the only time noise cancellation will kick in is if you're talking to someone. If you have the microphone. So if you don't have the microphone plugged in, good points about using it with a mower. I use the Bose noise cancellation headset when running the lawnmower. Dennis Johnson said never about them until now. Excuse me. Never about them until now. Thanks for the info, Chris. Definitely will look into them. Sean Eakin saying, what about the warranty and service life? Well, you know what? Let's do this. That's a very good question. Sean Eakins. That's a very good question. So what we're going to do, we're going to just look at these on the Cardo website and see if we can get any information about warranty. And I'm scrolling down. The perfect headset for your Packtalk Edge communicator. Seamless connectivity. Efficient training experience. Safety. Comfortable and easy to handle. Interactive and fun. Passive noise reduction. And let's see if we can find anything about a warranty. I don't see anything. Let's look on support. Packtalk Edgephones. Let's see if we can find anything about a warranty. If I had to guess, and I'm gonna do some research on this because that's a very good question. I'm sorry that I don't have an answer for you. I'm assuming that it would be a year warranty, but then again, I'm just taking a stab in the dark. I haven't let's look on the FAQs. Show more. Oh, okay. Does Cardo offer a warranty for the headphones? Okay, 2-year warranty. There we go. There we go. Cardo offers a 2-year warranty for the Edge phones. So I hope that answered your question. Cardo offer a 2-year warranty for the Edge phones. Goldwing rocks USB-C charging port. Yes, the Cardo Packtalk Edge has a USB Type-C charging port right there on the back. I know it's probably hard for you guys to see it. I'm going to put it there. So the headphones just snap. The main unit snaps onto the air mount.
Battery status full.
I love these things. When you're riding down the road, and this is one of the things I like about my Cardo when I'm riding down the road, and you guys will hear me say, "Hey Cardo, battery status."
Battery status full.
I like that. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Hey Cardo, battery status.
Battery status full. Battery status full.
And when you shut it down, it also tells you what your battery status is as well. Chris, you're a model that just like a runaway model. Awesome. Thanks, David. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys are just tuning in, we're live in the Caliente Garage. Let me know what city, what state, what country you're checking in from. Casey Berry, Caliente found the warranty. Answer live in the Caliente Garage in real time. That's how it was done. Thank you, Casey. I don't claim to know everything. That I know, and that I don't. If I know something, I'll let you guys know the answer. If I don't know it, I'll tell you guys I don't know. But I'll try to find the answer for you. John Whitehead from Atlanta. I appreciate it, John. Thank you, my brother. Goldwing rocks. Appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see here. What kind of wax on that big body, big sexy beauty sitting back there? Auto Pro Shine. I use Auto Pro Shine. I don't know if I have it close by. I was going to grab the bottle for you, but I use the Auto Pro Shine. Brother Cowboy said, what's the range? The range, Brother Cowboy, you got to keep in mind that the Packtalk Edge is the brain. It's the heart of the Edge phones. So the same range that you get on your motorcycle helmet with your Packtalk is the same range that you're gonna get with the Edge phones. So I've probably gotten maybe, on best case scenario, maybe 3/4 of a mile or something like that. Maybe just under a mile. So just remember that the main unit is the brain of the Edge phones. So whatever range you get on your helmet communicator is going to be the same on your Edge phones. Now that's if you are talking to another person. Now if you're connected to your phone, you know your phone is always connected to you. So you're going to keep the phone close by. Keep the phone close by if you're just connected to the headset. But if you're connected to another headset, you're going to have probably a range maybe up to a mile on a good day in a straight line. Michael, you've done a lot of work. I believe you know what you know for sure. Yes. Well, like I said, Michael, I've used the Packtalk Edge. I mean the Packtalk Bold. I had picked these things up on Amazon, and I actually have two of these. And at the time I purchased these, I was planning on actually making a video and showing you guys, but time went by. I picked these up about a year ago. I never got around to it. But I've used these. The only thing I didn't like about the Packtalk Black or the Packtalk Bold, which is the same thing, is that it doesn't connect that quick to the app. So if anybody out there is still running the Packtalk Black, you'll notice that it doesn't connect as quick to the app. The thing I like about the Edge is that it connects real quick to the app. You're on with Caliente. We're live in the Caliente Garage. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? How you doing, brother?
What's going on? What's happening? Who we got on the line?
You got Dustin.
What's up, Dustin, my man?
Not much, man. Not much. We just hanging out. Was out for a dinner.
Oh.
And so you was live, so I was gonna call in and see what all the fuss is about that Cardo headset, man. That seems like a pretty cool deal, man.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's actually it's pretty cool. If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking about the Cardo Edge phones, and the way these things work, it's an extension of your motorcycle helmet. So if you guys are riding with the Packtalk Edge, if you pick up the Edge phones, all you have to do is take the unit from your motorcycle helmet and snap it onto your air mount to the Edge phones. You can use this thing in any noisy environment. Or some of you that maybe work construction, or if a lot of you are like me, I love cutting my own grass. When I'm on my zero turn, I can put these things on. It pairs to my phone. I can listen to music when I'm riding on my lawnmower, or if I'm running my weed eater or my backpack blower. If my phone receives a text, I'll hear it inside of the headset. If I need to make a phone call or receive a phone call, I can do that as well. And the mic is detachable.
Does it use the same? Does it have the JBL speakers?
Yes, it has the 40 millimeter JBL speakers, I believe.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do? Let's do this. We're gonna go to the Edge. Let's go to the Edge phones, and we're going to. Oh, let's see here. We're gonna go down and we're gonna find the specs. I believe it's 40 millimeter speakers. I want to make sure I'm telling you guys correctly. Just give me a second. We're gonna figure this thing out. Let's find the Okay, right here. Yes, headphones include the 40 millimeter speakers driver. So inside of the headphones, the 40 millimeter speakers.
Nice.
And they are JBL. Matter of fact, if you look inside, I don't know if you guys can look inside of that. Can you see JBL? You see that? Let's do this. Can you see those inside? JBL. And these things, they actually turn. They swivel. Look at that. They swivel.
So they gotta have some pretty good audio on it. Then I know inside
Yeah.
the helmet it sounds good.
Yeah.
Of course, it's enclosed. I'm wondering how much difference there is in the audio quality versus in the helmet.
I mean, it's. Are you watching the live feed or are you listening there, Dustin?
Just listening right now. I can't
Okay.
see because I'm driving. Oh.
Okay, you're driving. Okay, because I wanted to show you the record feature with these things. I mean, it's amazing. You guys just tuning in to turn these things on. You're going to turn on that power button. When you turn on the power button, it's going to connect to the app. So we're going to pull up the Cardo app. Watch how fast this thing connect. Look at that. You know, that was one thing about the Cardo Packtalk Black. The Edge is such a big improvement over the Black. I'm going to turn this off. I want to demonstrate this one more time. I want y'all to see this in real time. So as you guys can see, my app is off. The app is off. Watch how fast it connects to the Cardo app. Watch this. Watch how fast it connects. You see how fast it connected? See, with the Black, it didn't connect that fast. It takes a while to connect. You may even have to boot down, boot back up. So I like that about the Cardo Edgephones. If I wanted to record, I open up the app, hit the record, voice recorder, hit start. And now when I start talking, testing 1, 2. Let's do this. Make sure that the mic is plugged in properly. Got to make sure you plug the mic in good. You're going to hit record. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. I may have to turn this off and turn it back on. Let's see. Testing 1, 2. We're going to boot this thing down. I'm going to boot it back up. But basically, I wanted to show you guys the record feature. If you guys are just tuning in, I showed it just a little while ago where you can actually record. Turn this thing on. We're going to bring up the Cardo app. It's connected. Voice recording. Start. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Might even need to update this thing, but basically you can record your voice. You can listen to the FM radio, and you can also listen to your music like Pandora through your Cardo, through your Packtalk Edge phone.
So it does everything that Cardo normally does. I guess there's the same range and everything. It'd be like a mile away. Just talking to somebody.
Yeah, it does just like your motorcycle helmet.
Nice.
It does the same thing, just like. I see what the problem is. For some reason, let me turn off my second headset. My second headset is trying to connect. I think that's the problem. And that's the thing about Bluetooth devices. When you turn on your Bluetooth, a lot of things try to connect and things get confused. So you got to make sure that you're only connected to your headset, or your record feature is not going to work. So I'm actually inside of my settings. I want to make sure that nothing else is connected. I'm going to open up the app. Hit voice recording. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. For some reason, it shows me having 2 Cardos connected. I don't know why. Let's disconnect it from. Let's forget this device. Let's try this again. So we're having technical difficulties live in the Caliente Garage.
Because you're keeping it real, though, man.
I'm keeping it real. Well, it don't always go pertinent. The thing about Bluetooth, if you have more than one device, more than one Cardo connected, your voice record feature may not work. So I want to make sure that I boot down. I'm going to turn on my Cardo Edge. It says connected. I'm going to open up my Cardo app. And now it wants to repair. Unless I deleted the wrong, I deleted the it wants to.
Why you trying to get that? I got a question for you.
Okay.
Live here on the air that probably nobody ever asked you before.
Okay.
But me and Funny Girl were talking during dinner tonight, and we decided we want to go to Peru next month. And I was going to see if you want to go to Peru. I know they on a motorcycle, but it's a different trip. It costs less than going to California. It's like a 10-day trip.
You said Peru?
Peru, that's right, South America. Have you ever done any international travel? We're interested in taking Caliente International.
You know, I'm really curious about my headset. You guys have got me wondering now. I'm gonna repair. I deleted the parents. I'm gonna repair. Just give me a second.
Ain't nobody ever asked you to go to a trip to Peru before. I'm sure.
No one has ever asked me to go to Peru. You said that's in South America?
Yes, it is. South America. It's like a 10-day thing, all inclusive. Flight's only like $600 round trip. The flight ain't expensive.
How long does it take to get there? How long does it take to get there?
It's probably about a 10-hour flight. Something like that, maybe. I'm not real sure. Yeah, we just started looking at it, but we saw that it's $2,200 for a 10-day trip. I'll get you more details later, but
Testing 1 2. Testing.
I just figured I would throw that on you live while you sit there.
I gotta figure that one out. It was working earlier. Like I said, I got several headsets, so for some reason I'm kind of getting a conflict. So I gotta figure that out.
Right.
But it normally works. It normally works fine. And that's the thing about electronics. Nothing is perfect. Anytime you're trying to pair a device, and sometimes things maybe don't always work as it should. But I never had an issue with my Cardo. It always works perfectly. I will try to figure out what's going on with it. I may have to just delete all of the Bluetooth devices and repair it, but normally it works fine.
If that's the only problem you got with the Cardo, that's pretty dang good. Yeah, but, you know, there's another brand, and I'm not gonna say the name of the brand that does the snap crackle pop. Well, I think it's rolling. So I still think, even though you might have a slight issue, not to I'll play you right there. It's probably operator error, and I'm sure you'll get it figured out. But the Cardos, man, I've been impressed with those over anything else.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it normally works pretty. It normally works pretty well. I have the first version using the black, and once you get this connected to the app, I mean, it works fine. But the new version, which is the Edgephones, this is a game changer. This is a game changer.
It looks
So-
pretty good, man.
So what do
Looks pretty good.
what do y'all think?
Look, I'm gonna let you go. I ain't gonna hold the limit too much, but I will call you back later and talk more about this Peru trip.
Okay, let me know.
All right. Take it easy, Chris. Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you, Dustin. Appreciate you. And we're gonna end this live feed in about 5 more minutes. If anybody want to get on, now is your opportunity. We're gonna end this live feed in about 5 minutes. And I'm just going to read some of your comments. DCT in amphibious mode. That's one thing about you, Chris. You never put up false advertisement. No. I try to just be honest with you. But I'm curious about my record feature. Maybe I need to delete some of the voice recordings. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Well, the thing about it, it's not the headphones. It's my main unit. It is not the headphones. It's my main unit. I just need to see what's going on with it. I might even need to update it. See what's going on with it. Chuck is watching. Gwen is watching. Joe. F6B Adventures. How do I get this on this video and talk about my Goldwing? How do I get this on my video and talk about my Goldwing? I don't understand your question, F6B. How do you get this on your video? David, Florida. John, Southern California. Joseph just picked up my 2008 Goldwing. Get in the Cardo headset. Hey Chris, I enjoy your videos. What lift are you using on the 2021 Goldwing? The Pitbull. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm using. I'm using a Pitbull on for my lift. I use it to lift my 21, and also I use it to lift the previous generation. Hey Chris, have you picked out your rides for 2024? I haven't picked out my rides for 2024 yet. I haven't picked out my rides for 2024 yet. If you guys would like to invite me on your ride, you can always contact me at 901-468-9032. You can send me a text message, or you can send me an email if you want to invite me on your ride. And I'm just checking out some of your comments before I end this live feed. What do y'all think about the Edge phone so far? Is this an item that you guys are probably try to purchase? And again, these will make a great stocking stuffer. So if there's any ladies that are watching this video and you're not sure about what to get your man for Christmas, these will make great stocking stuffers. If he already have the Cardo Packtalk Edge for his motorcycle helmet communicator, just get him the Edge phones, and all he have to do is take the main unit from his motorcycle helmet and snap it onto his Edge phones. So I'm going to include a link in the description of this video of where you can actually pick these up. John Hall, can the mic be connected on the left side or only the right side? Left side only, just like your motorcycle helmet. Left side only. Are you coming to Chicago in 2024? Andre Ivy. I might. If you want me to come to Chi-Town, send me an invite. I'm going to leave my email address. You guys can email me, and also you can text me. F6B. Traction dynamic tip over protection. You know, I have no opinion about the traction dynamic tip over protection. Maybe if Traction would like to send some over and have me to test them, I would be glad to test out their tip over protection. But at this point, I don't know anything about the tip over protection. I heard about them, but I don't know anything about them. So if Traction would like to send over some tip over protection so I can test them out and show you guys if they're any good, just contact me. The newer Edge phones look smoother and sleeker, resemble some David Clark in the communication community. Amos, are you live now? Yes, I'm live in the Caliente Garage. How do I get in on this video? F6B, the phone line is open. 901-468-9032. If you want to talk about your Goldwing. If you want to talk about your Goldwing, now is the time. Funky Town watching. Appreciate that, Road Glide. Let me pull up some of your emails and see what you guys are saying on the email. Okay, it says, this is Parsa from Holland. I'm one of your followers on YouTube. You are doing well. As a Goldwing rider enthusiast, watching your videos, I was so enthused regarding your FreeWire video that I decided to purchase 2 of them. Tried several times to get them connected to the bike. Unfortunately, it does not connect. My request to you is whether you can share your experience and knowledge to me on how I can get them connected to my bike. The bike is a 2010 Honda Goldwing GL 1800. Looking forward to hearing from you. Parsa from Holland. how to get them connected to the bike. You know, it's been a long time since I've actually used a center free wire. Man, it's been too long. I don't want to give you some information that's not accurate. So I'm sure if you check out my video library, you can actually see how to connect the center free wire to the Honda Goldwing. It's just been too long. I don't want to give you any wrong information. So I'm gonna refer to my video library. You on with Caliente? I'm live in the Caliente Garage.
Hello, this is Prayer Player.
What's up, Prayer Warrior?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm live in the Caliente Garage.
Well, it's my pleasure to speak with you, sir.
All right. What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. I'm in Wisconsin right now.
Okay.
Out on the freight line.
Out on the freight line. How's the weather in Wisconsin?
Well, right now it's 46 degrees. It's calm, cloudy, but not too bad.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. Keep that cold weather north of the Mason-Dixon line.
I'm going to use all my power to keep the cold front from passing I-70. How about that?
Yeah, that's cool. Keep it north of I-70. That's a very good idea.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
What's going on?
I want to comment. I don't know what the topic of today's discussion is. I see you have a piece of cardio equipment.
Yes.
And but I had a question I wanted to, well, actually a comment.
Okay.
I almost want to say a bone to pick with you, sir.
Uh-oh. A dissatisfied customer. What you got?
So I was very interested in Mr. Brown's interview with you last week.
Yes.
And how he was not happy with his Goldwing. And something you said, I'm inclined to disagree with.
All right.
And I just bring it up to you.
Okay.
You said that you talked about how no matter what, you're going to have to put the money into your motorcycle in order to get it to where it's most comfortable for you.
Correct. Most of the times,
and,
yes.
Well, I would dare say all the time. I agree with that. But what I didn't agree with is the idea that you should have to. You say you should have to, but it's reality. And I just want to disagree with that small point. Because if you look at any manufacturer, okay, whether you're talking about Can-Am, Harley Davidson, Yamaha, Suzuki, or Honda, they have, and Honda, by the way, is the largest producer of motorcycles in the world. Okay?
All right.
And you and I both agree that the Honda Goldwing, we'll be talking about the 5th generation, or what they call the big body version of the Goldwing, or we're talking about the latest version, 2018 plus. Those are some of the best machines on 2 wheels on the road today. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I will. You are correct.
And there are millions and millions and hundreds of thousands of people all over the world that Honda has to satisfy, and you cannot satisfy everybody.
That is correct.
If they make the perfect motorcycle, you're gonna 90% of the people are going to be dissatisfied with that motorcycle. They can make the best motorcycle for Chris Caliente, and 90% or 95% of consumers would not like that motorcycle. So basically what I'm saying is it's impossible to build the perfect motorcycle. And if you want the perfect motorcycle, once you purchase that motorcycle, you're going to have to put some money into it. Period. No matter which bike you buy, whether it be a Harley. Harley people are known for putting a lot of money into that motorcycle before they even pick them up from the dealer. By changing the exhaust, for example, retuning it, because it's not out of the box. It's not. It doesn't suit them.
Right.
Perfectly. But my only contention was that somehow Honda or any manufacturer is somehow derelict in their duty to provide the perfect motorcycle. My contention is it's impossible. You're not going to please everybody no matter what you do. The best you can do is build a platform. It's like a canvas, like an artist painting a picture or a portrait.
Right.
You have a blank canvas, and then you being the artist is going to have to fill in the blank, if you will, paint the picture that you want. And the only way you're going to be able to do that, because nobody's giving away anything free.
Right.
The seat companies aren't giving away their seats free. The lighting companies aren't giving away their stuff free. The sound system companies aren't giving away their products free. They're all in business to make money. And if you want the perfect motorcycle, you're going to have to build it yourself. You
got a valid point there.
So that was my only proponent contention. I really enjoyed that show. You don't have to apologize for laughing because it was kind of funny. It was a good show, but that guy, I think he was unrealistic in his expectations.
Right.
And that's why he wasn't happy, because he was unrealistic. And I got a saying: it's hard to be big when little got you. If you're not going to spend the money, you say just keep your money. He should have kept his money. He would have been happy when it's 2008, I believe he said.
Right.
2008.
Right.
He shouldn't have spent the money, because if you're going to spend money, you got to spend more money to make it work. That's all.
Yeah. And that's why I kept my big bike. As you guys can see, behind me is the one, the only Big Sexy. And that's one of the reasons why I kept my bike. I didn't want to just trade one bike for another, even though I could have and could have saved some money on the price. But I wanted to keep my big bike, and I'm really happy with my big bike. No complaints. I got about almost 90,000 miles on it, somewhere around 80-some thousand miles, probably close to 90. I've driven coast to coast, no issues, rode from sun up to sundown, many times. Sure comfort. The big bike is just, it just floats down the highway, man. I mean, it eats up the miles. So for me, I didn't want to give up that for the new bike, even though I like the new bike, don't get me wrong, but you can't beat the previous generation on the level of comfort. So for the people that gave up their big bike for the new bike, just make sure that that's what you really wanted to do, and I hope that you're happy with your decision. But I decided to keep mine.
As you know, you and I are, as far as I know, I'm sure there are others, you and I are the only that I personally know that have both bikes. They have the old style and the new style. And what I made a decision is not to compare the two.
Right.
I enjoy the benefits of both.
Right. Well, the owner of Wing Stuff has two of them as well. He has the previous generation, and he also has the 2018, I think. So he has two as well. But it's not too many people out. It's not too many people that I know that have both bikes. There are some guys out there, and I can't think of them off the top of my head, but it's a few of them that have both bikes. They either have one or the other. But I totally agree with you. You can't compare the two. You have to accept the bike for what it is.
And say something about the seating as well. Just one thing. As you know, I rode with you on my 2018 from Memphis to California.
Yes.
Last year. And I didn't have any problem with the stock seat. Matter of fact, I have never changed out a seat on a bike ever.
Right.
That's just me. I understand that other people do. but I've never had a problem with any seat on a motorcycle except for when I had a Honda Shadow 750. That seat was terrible.
Right.
But I never changed it out. I just changed the bike. but other than that, I didn't think the seat was that bad. But I can understand how others might not. And for those people, they need to spend a couple $1,000 to get them a good seat.
Yeah. My thing is this. Don't just complain about the bike. Spend the money that it takes to make the bike comfortable for you. So either you accept the bike in all of its flaws and try to make it better, or you get rid of the bike and get the bike you really want. And that goes for anybody out there that's riding. So if there's anybody out there watching this video, if you're not happy with the bike, don't complain. It's okay to complain, but try to find a solution. If you don't like the way the stereo sound, maybe you can upgrade the stereo. If you don't like the way the seat feels, maybe you can put on a custom seat. If you don't like the way the handlebars feel, maybe you can go with some Healy bars. So you have to do some things to make the bike comfortable for you. Otherwise, get rid of the bike and go find the bike that's right for you. But complaining and not doing anything about it, people, they'll listen to you complain, but only for a minute. Most people are going to want solutions. And that's what I'm all about, finding a solution.
Well, Chris, I was with the guy, Mr. Brown, until he started complaining about the kickstand. And that's when he lost me. Because I said, the kickstand, I mean, come on. Really?
Yeah, Mr. Brown said the kickstand was too short.
I couldn't do it anymore.
He said the kickstand was too short, in his own words. I actually listened to him privately of the things he was saying about the bike. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. I want you to come on live in the Caliente Garage, and I want you to tell my audience the things that you're telling me that you do not like about the bike. And that's why I laugh. It wasn't funny, but it was funny because I hear him privately and the things that he's saying, and I'm listening to him and I'm laughing, thinking, you're going to have to spend some money to fix those problems. Otherwise, you're going to have to just accept it for what the bike really is. You can't have it both ways.
He sounded like a man that was stuck in a bad marriage.
So,
and, you can't, as my cousin would say, what's it say? You can't kill him. Can't live with him. You can't live without him. You can't kill him. So you're stuck with him. So, but he's not stuck. He can change bikes whenever he wants. I'm assuming he's gonna lose a little bit of money. And that's the thing about it too. If he sells that bike, he's gonna lose money on it because he lost money on it as soon as he drove off the lot.
And that's what
wrote it off the lot.
That's what
instead of losing that money, why not spend a few extra dollars and get what you and make it the way you want it? Makes sense to me. And as far as the kickstand is concerned, that's a very inexpensive fix. You can easily find a kickstand extension that you feel like it's better for your bike. So to me, it was a lot of sour grapes, and like I say, he was very. And again, I hope he doesn't take offense to anything I'm saying. I don't mean it to be offensive if he's listening, but he seems to be problem oriented instead of solution oriented.
Yeah. Well, I told him. I told him the same thing. I told him, you're gonna have to spend some money on the bike. If you get rid of the bike, you're gonna take a loss. That's just the way it goes. If you buy a new bike, the second you title the bike is considered used. So if you buy it today and a week from now you decide, well, I don't want this bike, you're fixing to take a loss. The dealership is not going to give you the same amount of money for what they sold you the bike for. The dealership wants to make a profit. So they're going to give you, a wholesale price for the bike or a lower price for the bike, depending on the situation. But they're not going to give you retail and sell it for retail. They can't make any money that way.
They're not even going to give you hope. They're going to give you
black book.
Trade-in value.
Trading.
That's way less than retail.
Yep, which is black, or they used to say black book. So,
right.
Yeah. So instead of complaining about what the bike is not, instead of losing money trying to get another bike, just put a few dollars in it and make the bike comfortable. You know, that would be my recommendation to anybody. I mean, even for myself.
Well, if Mr. Brown is listening, I have a 2015 with about 20,000 miles on it. 2015 Goldwing with 20,000 miles and a lot of accessories. That's a 40th anniversary edition. If he wants to make an offer on that 2015, we can trade his 2023.
I'll definitely give him the message. So you saying to Mr. Brown that if he wants to give you his 2023 along with some cash, you'll give him your 2015. Is that correct?
We can make a want to negotiate, but if
Testing,
he's interested, and you know, Chris, you know I take care of my stuff.
Yeah, I think he wanted. I think he wanted like $15,000 cash plus your bike for his 23.
Well, in the order words of Caliente, oh no. That probably won't work because I don't really need a 2023. But if he's the one that has a bike you don't want, I'm perfectly fine. My bike, I would just if he was needing. And by the way, my 2015 is in immaculate condition, and it has a lot of accessories on it. Plus, it's dark side.
How many miles on your 15?
About 20,000.
Is that 20,000? Well, I will be sure to pass the message. I'll be sure to pass the message.
All right, Chris.
All right.
I 15 grand because I just ordered a 2024 F-150. So I gotta pay that, buy that whenever they build it sometime next year. I already ordered it. Put my deposit down on it. So when it comes, they're gonna want their money. So I can't give them 15,000. So you know I have to come down on that amount.
Oh, okay. Well, I will definitely relay the message. I'm sure he's watching this live feed if he's not tuning in already. Mr. Brown, you got a guy here that says he has a 2015 that he'll work a deal out with you and take your 2023, but 15,000, it ain't gonna happen.
All right, Chris.
All right.
It's your evening, and I'll be continuing to listen.
All right, appreciate you there. Thanks, Pro Warrior.
All right.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. And we're live in the Caliente Garage. I'm going to end this in about 1 minute. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. We've been on here almost 2 hours. We're talking about the Cardo Edgephones, the new Edgephones that are newly released. It's an extension of your motorcycle helmet. Take your main unit, snap it onto the Edgephones. And I'm going to read a couple of your comments, and then I'm going to end this live feed. You're on with Caliente. I'm live in the Caliente Garage.
Hey, Chris, it's Adam, F60 Adventures.
Hey.
I have a question. I'm watching your live video feed,
Yes, sir.
and my question was, what's the point of the headset? Like, who are they going for?
Well, basically, the point of the headsets are for several reasons. For off-road, if you have like a side-by-side,
Well, basically, one of the headsets.
Yeah, turn your radio down. Turn your thing down. If you have a side by side, maybe you guys are out on your side by sides and you want to communicate with other guys. I mean, you can use these for several reasons. Let me ask you a question there. Do you have the Cardo Packtalk Edge inside of your motorcycle helmet?
No, I have the Packtalk Bowl.
Okay, you have the Packtalk Bowl. So you have this version. The Bowl. Okay. So basically the Edgephones work the same as the motorcycle helmet. You're going to get all of those exact same features because the only thing you're bringing over, you're just taking your main unit and snapping it onto the Edgephones. So if you want to listen to your music, and keep in mind, you want to use these like in a noise environment. So let's say, like for me, I cut grass in the summertime. So if you guys have a zero turn and you cut grass, you run weed eaters, backpack blowers, or you work in construction, or any noisy environment, you take your main unit, which is paired to your phone, and now you can hear your voice messages. You can listen to music from your phone through your headphones. Through the Edgephones. You can do the same thing that you can do on your motorcycle. You can just do it with these Edgephones. So as opposed to having a big motorcycle helmet on, if you're in a noise environment, maybe you work on a kind of job that they don't want you to have your phone, but you have to wear headphones or ear protection. You have your phone paired to your Packtalk Edge, and now you can listen to music. You can talk on the phone. You can send text messages. You can send text messages. You can listen to the radio. Now, Cardo advertised it for like running around on the track. So a coach may be talking to the riders that are riding around on the track. You can use this thing in a lot of different ways. Tree trimmers. If you guys are, tree cutters, you have a groundman on the ground and you're up in the tree, you can have this on and you can actually be talking to your groundman saying, hey, lower the rope, lower the limb, give me some slack. You can use these things in a lot of different ways. Side by sides, you guys are running bobcats, bulldozers, wood chippers. Just anywhere where you're going to need ear protection or a noisy environment. This is where the Edgephones come in handy, and you can also use them in a motorcycle environment. So I hope
what I was thinking you were going to use them for, like if somebody doesn't want to wear a helmet but they want the communication. Maybe. No,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't for me personally. Everybody can do what they want. I don't recommend riding a motorcycle without a helmet. That's just too dangerous. Because if you go down, it's over. So I'm not going to say if you don't wear a helmet, you can wear these going down the road. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to say that. If you want to use it that way, that's your business. I can't tell you how to use your Edgephones. But I don't want to tell the audience that if you're riding on your motorcycle and you don't wear a helmet to wear this. I'm not going to say that. You can do that at your own risk.
For sure.
But I highly recommend, regardless of the state law, wear a helmet, man. You only have one head.
Oh yeah.
So, if you get thrown off that bike, you don't want to have your head busted on the sidewalk or busted on the pavement. That's just my opinion. You can do what you want. This is America. You can ride without a helmet. You can ride butt naked if you want to. That's your business. But I'm not going to tell anybody to use this as a replacement for your helmet. I'm not going to say that.
No.
If you don't like wearing a helmet, at least wear a half helmet. Yeah. If you don't want to put on a full helmet, wear a half a helmet, but don't ride around without no helmet. That's just my opinion. But this is America. You can do what you want.
So what's the cost of the headphones you have in your hand right there?
Let's look and see. Let's. I tell you what. Let's do this here. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna look online and see what this thing actually cost.
And are you running a deal? If I want to buy it, can I use a special discount code Chris Caliente at checkout?
Now we not there yet. We not there yet. That's a good one though. I wish I could give you guys a product code and say, hey, if you buy these, they're gonna give you a discount. I can't say that. We're not there yet. I'm trying to see what these things actually cost. Let's do this here. Let's go to the. You guys.
Where are you located, Chris?
I'm actually in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm actually in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's see if we can get a price on these things.
You know it's new when it's not even on the website yet.
It's on the website because I was looking at it. We're gonna go on the products. Let's see, outdoor, off-road. Here we go. It's under the off-road tab. And they're showing $149.
That's not too bad, and that's not with the headset itself, right?
No, if you're buying it off the Cardo website with the headset, so you're looking at $149 plus the module, which they're showing $358. I think Cardo was running some kind of special. I should have been better prepared when it comes to the price. I know they was running some special here recently. I don't know if they still running a special. If they're still running a special, I'll find it and I'll include a link in the description. But the headset by itself, if you already have the Packtalk Edge, the headset is only $149.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah, there's only $149. So you're gonna take your existing unit and snap it onto the headset.
I think that would be great if, let's say, your girlfriend didn't want to ride with you; she wanted to ride in the back in her own car or whatever.
Yeah.
I still talk the whole time.
Right. Because you gotta understand your range on this thing is the same range as 2 motorcycle helmets or 2 riders. So yes, technically, she could be in her car and she can have on these edge phones. You can be on your motorcycle with your helmet, and you can communicate with her just like you would if she was on a bike or if she was riding on another motorcycle. And the range on this thing is I've gotten probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe in a straight line. You know, the range is amazing. And then if it drops out with the mesh, it'll reconnect automatically once you come back within range. So you don't have to do like the center, boot down, boot back up, and all of that. You know, you just get back close together and they'll reconnect.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yep. Actually amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer you want to go on this stream, but if you have a second, you got a second?
You said, do I have a second?
Yeah, I don't want to keep your stream going on too much longer if you're trying to end it.
No, go ahead.
Well, on my videos, when I ride the bike, my one complaint every single time is the seat sucks. And like on my comment, I kind of said, hey, for a $30,000 bike, you would think the seat would feel a little better than a brick.
We're talking about We're talking about the new style Honda Go. What year you have?
I have a 22.
Okay, you got a 22. So you're saying your seat is not comfortable?
No. And you know, like for me, I complain about the seat, and other people, you know, maybe they have a different build or different tolerance or whatever. They love the seat, but I think commenting on the guy that talked last time, or like before me, he said something like, "Hey, you build it your way, right?" You know, for me, I wanted a cup holder, I wanted highway pegs, and now I have the wind wings on the side.
Right.
You know, everybody's Goldwings is going to be different versus somebody else's Goldwings. That's why when we go to the bike shows, everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." You kind of learn what somebody else has that maybe can make your ride go better.
Right. That's correct.
You know, it does suck that a new costs $1,000, but like you said, you got to spend money to make it your way.
So, do you agree with the last caller in the things he said, or you disagree with something he said?
I agree with him. Kind of, if I'm remembering what he said exactly, he kind of said like, you know, they shouldn't have to fit to everybody. Yeah, it's like maybe for you, you like a bigger seat. I like a smaller seat. Some people like the backrest. Other people don't like the backrest. You know, it's all specific as to what you like. You know, some people like dressing in all black and baggy pants and tight pants. I'm more of a tight pant guy myself, but
That's true.
same with a motorcycle. You know, it's all whatever you like.
Was that you said? If I think if you buy a $30,000 motorcycle, at least the seat shouldn't feel like a brick.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, when you spend that kind of money, you would think that you would have a very nice plush seat, but you know, unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. They give you a reliable bike, but a lot of the things you're gonna have to throw money at it to make it better. And it may be fine for some people. Some people may ride a stock seat and be okay with it, but in my opinion, I think any custom seat is better than any stock seat, any day, all day. In my opinion. And the seat is kind of like the last thing. That's kind of like the last big purchase to me. But you know, hey, with this new bike, you may have to. That may need to be the first thing you purchase.
Maybe.
Yeah, depending on the rider. I personally think the seat is not good for a long ride, and I think it needs a custom seat. That's just my personal opinion, but you know, some of my viewers may disagree with me.
Yeah, I ended up trying to go and buying an air cushion that goes. It's sold by one of the big brands, and I don't know. It was cool for the first little bit, but it takes away from the heated seat, and it lifts me up about an inch and kind of kills the whole window that I have made. And I have one of the windshields with the recurve in them, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the windshield because the seat raises me up a little bit.
Right.
And I ended up just taking it off, especially because I'm here in Milwaukee right now, kind of with the other guy. And if you can't have a heated seat in a cold area, it kind of sucks. So you have to take off that little cushion so you can have the heated seat back.
Yeah. Peter Myers Tank says, I agree. I have the Ultimate. It's a game changer. Yep.
Yeah.
100% correct.
Yeah. Those seats make a big difference, especially like you. I see your videos where you go across the country. You know, you can't go across the country on a seat that feels like a brick.
No. My first long trip on that new style Honda Goldwings was to Myrtle Beach. And that was like 800 miles one way, 1,600 miles round trip. And that's just driving from state line to state, you know. That's no riding once I get there. That's just straight there and back. But I said my next long trip was not going to be on a it was not going to be on that OEM seat. That it has to be on a custom seat. And that's when I ended up buying a Corbin. Because at the time, Ultimate didn't have one in stock. And so I elected to get the Corbin, which is also a great seat, but I always wanted that Ultimate. And at some point, I put the Ultimate on there, took the Corbin off, and I'm very happy with it. Corbin is still a good seat, but I love the Ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah. I had an Ultimate on my old Goldwing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have an Ultimate on Big Sexy right behind me. I have the Ultimate on that one.
Wow.
Yep. And I just I got back from California. That would have been this past summer on this bike. So it performed flawlessly, and the Ultimate seat made a world of difference.
I bet, man.
Yep.
Made a world that Goldwing. They're a little bit wider, which is better for the wind protection. But you know, if the seat works great, heck yeah, let's do it.
Michael Thomas said, are those aftermarket seats waterproof? I don't think any aftermarket seat is waterproof. You know, most seats are like water.
You have to buy the cover that goes with it.
Yeah, most seats are water resistant. You can, most seats are vinyl, and it's a water resistant. I don't think it's waterproof. Anytime you have any like seams or stitching or stitches in a seat, I think that water can at some point, if it pools on your seat, I think it can seep through. So you want to make sure that if you buy the Ultimate, just use the seat cover. Use the seat cover. They make a seat cover for your Ultimate seat. So whether you're on the previous generation or on the new style Honda Goldwing, they actually make a seat cover, and just cover it if your bike is going to be sitting out in the rain.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna let you end your video. It was nice talking to you, Chris. It was fun. We need to hang out one day. Maybe do a collaboration or something.
Okay, that'll be fine. And you said, where do you say you located? You said Minnesota?
I'm currently right now in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee. Okay. Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can get together and
Texas, so.
Okay, you live in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you near Dallas? What part of Texas are you near or live in?
In Dallas.
Dallas. Okay. Yeah. That's just 8 hours from
right
me.
there next to Road Glide. Hey, Road Glide.
Yeah. Road Glide say, hey, man, no helmet on the motorcycle. Now you got super extra credit. Appreciate that, Road Glide. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, just
cool guy.
Yeah, just save my number in. If you want to get together, and if anybody out there would like to ride with me, just hey, my phone number, I'll leave it in the description. You guys can email me. You're welcome to send me a ride invite, and I'll definitely get back with you and let you know whether I can or can't make it. But
all right, sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, text me. Make sure I got your information. So just kind of send me a little text and let me know so I can lock you in, and we can definitely get together and hook up.
Yeah, we can maybe go to the Tail of the Dragon, but that's not too far.
No, that's right. That's about 6 hours from me.
Oh yeah.
14.
All right. Well, I'll let you go then. Thanks.
Okay.
Nice talking to you, Chris.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We're about to end this live feed. If there's anyone else, I'll take one more caller. If not, we're going to go ahead and end this live feed real quick. 901-468-9032. If you have something you want to say before I end this live feed. We got about 1 more minute. I'm going to read a couple more comments, and then I'm going to shut this thing on down. Peter Meyer said he treats with Scotch Guard every 6 months on his seat. So that's gonna do it for this live feed. We was talking about the Cardo Packtalk Edgephones, newly released. These are a game changer. I highly recommend them to anybody that needs ear protection in a noisy environment. I would not recommend riding down the highway without a helmet wearing these. I always say make sure that your head is covered. But if you're working in a noise environment, whether it's on a track with motorcycles, whether you're doing construction, whether you are cutting grass, you're running weed eaters, backpack blowers, tree cutters, wood chippers, anything where it's a noisy environment. Maybe you guys are on an aircraft carrier, if you work in a noise environment, these things will come in great. It pairs to your phone, connects real easy. It has a voice recorder option, just like it would in your motorcycle. You can listen to music. You can listen to music that's saved in your phone, FM stations, or you can either talk to another person that has the Packtalk Edge or another Bluetooth device, and we'll get into that a little bit later about what this can and cannot connect to. So anyway, Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comment section below if you guys are planning on picking up these Cardo Edgephones. I hope that this video has been informative. I hope that I answered all of your questions. And that's going to do it. So click the like button. And once again, also, too, let me say this before I end this live feed. I would like to thank everybody out there that clicked that thanks button and made a small donation to the Caliente Garage. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So if any of you watching the video and you click that thanks button, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do the same by clicking that thanks button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys a little bit later out here in the Caliente Garage. Real quick, I'm gonna show you how to use the voice record feature with the Edgephones. In the video, I ran into a small technical difficulty, and I'm gonna show you how to fix it. The problem is that you want to make sure that the contacts are pushed in and have a good connection. So you want to turn on your Packtalk Edge by holding the 9 o'clock, the button at the 9 o'clock position. Put on your headphones. Within the Cardo app, you're going to hit that voice record feature. Hit start. And your voice should start recording. As you can see, your voice will record into the app. When you're quiet, you're going to get just a line. But when you start talking, you're going to see your voice being recorded. So this is a test, and I'm going to play it back real quick to show you guys that you can actually record. If for some reason it doesn't record, just make sure that you're pressed in on this main unit. Make sure it's got a good contact. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop, and I'm gonna play it back and show you how it sounds. Okay, I'm gonna set that on the microphone, and then I'm gonna hit play. Here we go. And your voice should start recording. As you can see, your voice will record into the app. When you're quiet, you're gonna get just a line. But when you start talking, you're gonna see your voice being recorded. So this is a test, and I'm gonna play it back real quick to show you guys that you can actually record. If for some reason it doesn't record, just make sure that you're pressed in on this. Make sure it's got a good contact. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop, and I'm gonna play it back and show you how it sounds. So I hope this video helps some of you out. It works perfectly on a motorcycle helmet. The main unit, or the air mount, is a little bit tighter on the motorcycle helmet. It's not as tight on the Edgephone, so just make sure that you press in good to make sure that you have a good contact, and it should record. So if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to put them down in the comment section below. Thank you.